Dr. Marty McCary is now at the helm of the Food and Drug Administration, and one component specifically brought up during McCary's confirmation hearing was the influx of illegal Chinese e-cigarettes or vapes into America. The key concern here isn't exactly the act of vaping itself, but the unregulated nature of these Chinese products. Their packaging and flavors are intentionally designed to entice children and teenagers, and no one knows exactly what chemicals are in them. To find out more, NTD's Fiona G spoke to Joel Thayer, president of the Digital Progress Institute and an attorney.
Joel, thank you so much for coming on today. I want to start by reading a quote from your article in the Daily Signal. Now, you wrote, quote, "To advance the MAHA agenda, one focus area for the FDA must be to stop the onslaught of unregulated, illicit electronic cigarettes coming in from our most dangerous foreign adversary, China." So give us a scope here of this issue, Joel.
Well, it's pretty massive. We're seeing that China and Chinese manufacturers are exploiting yet another uh, crisis that we're having. And in this case, they are leveraging the crisis at the border to essentially smuggle a bunch of illicit vapes into the mouths of every single American child.
So your article here also mentions this issue of regulatory incompetence. Based on that, how can Dr. McCary, as head of the FDA, really effectively address this?
Really, it just comes down to clarifying what is allowed and not allowed in the US. And also, there seemed to be a lack of coordination between the FDA and our border control. And so it allowed opportunistic Chinese manufacturers to not just leverage the ongoing crisis at the border, which now is getting a little bit more shored up with the Trump administration putting more emphasis on border control, but it also allowed these Chinese illicit manufacturers to essentially mislabel a lot of these vapes as being, just mere toys or even, batteries that ultimately allowed them to slip through the cracks on a lot of this enforcement. And so one thing that the FDA can do is not just clarification on just the general rules, but also more coordination with the border control to ensure that these manufacturers cannot continue to use our borders in the way that they have under the Biden administration.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, illegal Chinese-made vapes make up the majority of e-cigarettes used by teenagers in the U.S.